So for the past few weeks, we have been talking about the Xray X1 2024, which is an F1 on-road car, carpet asphalt. We're running it on carpet indoors. It is amazing. It turned out even better than I thought. Now, of course, there were a few bumps, there were a few bruises, but in the end, it came back to us all in one piece. We've got our tires on their way being broken in. We've got a body that has no damage or marks on it. And all in all, we had a very successful day. So we're going to go everything right now on the channel. Been waiting to talk about this thing since I got it off the track. So my name is Chad. This is the Dork 840 RC channel. Let's talk about some F1 racing today. Don't let these results fool you. So we actually ended up finishing third for the day, but there was only 3 of us there that day just because there's a big race going on in Ohio right now this past weekend, which was kind of like a warm-ups, I think, for people that are getting ready to go to the snowbirds and stuff in Florida. In the end, we finished with 25 laps, so we were literally 7 laps off of Ron's pace, which I'm never going to catch Ron, but that's all right. My hot lap was a 10.9. I think I actually ran a 10.8 earlier in the day, and you can see we've got a lot of work to do, but it is all good because we started off the day with literally dropping it down on the track. Big shout out to Scott and to Dutch and to John for giving me some feedback over the past week or two to help get this thing kind of built and ready to go for the track. And now the biggest thing off the bat is that a lot of people might be intimidated by this car. And it's, you're not going to be able to tell on camera, but it is a lot of car. When we're running around the track, you'll actually be able to see a couple incidences that I was in where, I still had either the front end that needed to clear, like when I was waiting on the guy to get by me, or vice versa. But all in all, everything went well. It was ready to go. We dropped it on the track. I did some laps with it, practicing before the race that day. I put the damn thing into the wall, and there's a lot of weight and a lot going on back here. So this is a pan car. It's got the rear pod and everything like that. And I was coming around the big sweeper, and I'm not confident with the sweeper and the car and everything. Anyway, smacked the back tire here into the wall, and it literally pushed the bearing and crushed the bearing inside there all the way through. And Scott helped me get the thing apart. The bearing was in 5, 6, 7 pieces. Who knows? It was a hell of an ordeal. Plus I ruined a spur gear, stripped 2 spur gears that day. So these things are kind of rough on spur gears, unfortunately, but I think we got it all settled out. We got a couple more things to work on before we get up to the track the next time, which is basically, it's all I've thought about since we got done. Even though I raced on road today with the TT02, which was fun and a blast with my friends, I cannot wait to get this thing back out on the track, man. Like, I'm already trying to figure out, okay, what does my work schedule look like so I can try to get a day to go up there and just practice and run this thing, because it is so much damn fun. So now, before we get into some of the track running video and all that kind of stuff, nobody really wants to watch me putz around the track, but there are some things that could help you with this car and that I'm actually going to try on some other cars. Instead of trying to do things like changing gears and stuff and playing with the radio and everything to try to control, how your car's performing, these ESCs that are in these cars really have a lot of control built into them. From the drag racing world, when we did things like drive frequencies and things like that, we kind of just like set it and forget it because we wanted everything out of the car that you wanted to, right? Well, you actually, on these, when you're starting out and you're not that good, you can dial that stuff back and then bring it back in. So you can up your drive frequency, for example, to lower the amount of punch that you get whenever you pull the trigger. And you can do the same thing by lowering your throttle rate control. On Hobbywing, it goes like up to a 30 and default is 30, assuming that you have good control and drivability. I do not, especially with a brand new car, so I can lower things like that. Also things like drag brake, your drag brake frequency, your braking frequency and power. All of those kind of things are changes that you can do to help make your life a ton easier. Now, the one thing that I absolutely love about this car is that these tires are just barely scuffed, and they're not going to wear down, and you're not going to totally be chasing the tune on the car all day long like I have to with that GT12. On a good day, depending upon how things are going, maybe the car won't change a lot from like maybe 2 heats maybe, but on that 3rd heat, you better bet that you have burned off maybe 0.1 or 0.2 mils, maybe even more off of your tires, which affects your ride height, which means that you got to start messing with your center shock, and you got to start taking spacers out here or removing spacers here or putting things in. Changing your fluids, and your dampers. Of course, this has side dampers in it and all that kind of stuff. There's kingpins up here, so you want to keep those nice and lubed, that kind of stuff. This does have a gear diff, and I did say that I stripped 2 spur gears, but all in all, when I throw this thing down on here, put the battery back in it, throw my ride height gauge in there, it's at like 4.1 millimeters still, all the way around up to about 4.3 in the back, which is exactly where I set it up. My droop is still the same. Everything is still the same. The only thing that I would still want to verify would be like camber and my actual toe in and out in case I hit things. Caster is preset with these blocks here that the arms actually go into, so you really don't have to worry about that. So literally, besides coming home and playing with my battery and everything as far as cycling it, discharging it, storage and everything, I mean, I'm good to go. I literally can charge up, go back home. I got a little bit of dirt there that we can wipe off the battery, and we're ready to hit the track. And that's something that I really have been looking for in this on-road adventure, is a car that I can just learn how to actually drive a car. Now, this is big and it's 2S and it's fast, but I can bring it up to speed at my speed, so that way I can learn how to drive the car and I don't have to worry about fiddling as much with the car unless I put it into the wall and break it.
Less than 5.
So just getting started here, you can see, again, it is a lot of car going around the track. So when you're making those turns, this thing is turning, but a whole lot of it is turning. It's a very, very weird feeling compared to that GT12.
Four minutes left.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
A slight durability test there, passed with flying colors. Luckily, going upside down into the wall is a lot better than going straight and a sideways shot into the wall. So, note to self, always flip.
All right, we got just about 2 minutes in, 3 to go. This is race number,
3 minutes left.
what is it, 4. Race number 5 coming up next. Front wheel drive action, Michael and John. Right now we got Ron, Scott, and Chad. Hot lap, a 9:42 early on. We got a 9:46 from Ron this time. We got a 9:9 from Scott. A 10:9 from Chad. Let the record show Ron has a car that's only $110. It was made 1967. Yeah, CRC cars are cheap. Yeah. He's whooping. You know what out there. What are you laughing at over there?
So all in all, as you see, I can't hold the line very well or whatever, but I mean, I'm getting around the track and the car feels super good, super stable. There was, I think, one heat, maybe it was like the third heat or maybe the second, where I had a little bit too much additive on the front tires, and the cars, actually all of our cars, we all over applied. We were kind of tipping up a little bit, but you know, big thing, just kind of driving around, and I really need to work on how to enter and exit that big sweeper. I lose so much time there. I mean, I am like so either undercorrected or overcorrected, but you know, the thought of smashing the car into the side of the wall is just horrifying.
A little wider, Jay. A little wider, you'll smoke the wall.
Front wheel drive coming up next. That battle between Elwood and Hurlburt goes on.
So that's it. We got some things to try. Can't wait to get out there and try it again. Everything is in one piece. Absolutely loved it, guys. Had a blast. I love the sound that these things make, kind of like that whistling noise as they all go around the track. I don't know if that's the wings or what that's doing that, but it's freaking awesome. So I can't say enough. I'm in love with F1, and I need to find a way to get back up to the track before race day. So we're 100 laps into our adventure. Let's see how the next 100 laps go. Love you all. Thanks and peace.